Hey everybody, welcome back to Mike Oski's Kitchen. My name is Mike Olszewski and I'm the chef of my kitchen. And if you're tuning in, boy, I sure hope you're being a part of this whole army of building chefs of our own kitchen. So, hey, listen, we got a great meal served up for you today. It's gonna be fun. There's some steps involved. Don't get intimidated. I'm gonna be with you the whole way. When you put this meal on your table, your family is going to close their eyes and think that they are in Tuscany, because that's what we're making today. We're making creamy Tuscan garlic chicken. It's so simple. Don't look at all these ingredients. I mean, there's a fair amount, but it's a few steps. We're gonna do it right. I'm gonna show you the way to do it. It's a fantastic dish. I'm gonna tell you what, this is a restaurant quality taste. You're gonna love it, your family's gonna love it. It's gonna be something that's gonna be requested time and time again. Super, super, super easy. Couple steps involved. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go in stages. I'm gonna show you a technique that I like to use in my own kitchen to get everything ready to go while we're cooking. Last thing you wanna do is be over at the hot spot and like, oh my gosh, I gotta cook up I gotta chop up a cup of spinach or whatever I need, and then you're rushing around. We don't wanna do that. I'm gonna show you a way to do it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go in stages. Now, first stage, we're gonna use some chicken. Salt and pepper, gonna just go ahead and just cover them up with salt and pepper. You got a nice little spice to them. And then we're gonna come back to the second stage. This is gonna go in after the chicken's done. And I'll show you the steps over at the hot spot, don't worry. We're gonna have some mushrooms, we have a little bit of white wine, we're gonna have some black olives, and we're gonna, of course, have some garlic. Gotta have garlic in any kind of Italian food, right? And then there's another step, another section, making this sauce. The sauce is super easy. Some garlic powder, some Italian seasoning, some Parmesan cheese, some chicken broth, and then some heavy cream. We're gonna put all that together so when we're ready to use it, we pop it right in, okay? And then once that part's done, I'll show you, again, I'm gonna show you how to do it over at the stove. Just relax. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna chop up some sun-dried tomatoes and some spinach, and of course the all-important olive oil. Now, the way I like it is that you can serve it over different things. We're gonna serve it over a penne pasta. This is a little bit more healthy. This is a whole wheat pasta, or you can serve it over spiralized zucchini. Guys, this is gonna be fantastic. You're gonna love it. It's so much fun to make. We're gonna go in stages. Stick with me. I'll fly us through this, and just stick with me. You're gonna love it. Steps are gonna be involved, no big deal. But we want to make sure that we have everything at the hot spot when we're ready to put this together. So I'll be right back. We're going to do the first step with the chicken, then we'll go to the second step with the mushrooms and the olives, and then the third step, and then the fourth step, blah, 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 blah. Hang in there. We're going to make a great dish. It's going to be fantastic. You're going to be in a restaurant. I guarantee you. This is fantastic. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Here's the first step, the first stage. We want to make sure we take care of our chicken. You have 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds of chicken. Just regular chicken breasts, nice boneless breasts. I'm gonna go ahead and move these apart a little bit, because what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna season them with some salt and pepper. That's it, a little salt and pepper. If you wanna put it in the palm of your hand and then sprinkle it in like that one guy doing this crazy stuff, you can do that too. I decided to go ahead and I trust my hand. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of salt on one side and a little bit of pepper on one side, and I'm just going to flip them over and do the same thing. Nothing hard, easy stuff, easy stuff. We're just seasoning the chicken. You know what, let me try that thing that one guy does. Hang on. I'll try that. I don't like it. I'm going to use this. God bless him who does it like that, but I can't do it like that. And then a little bit more pepper. That is step one. We season the chicken. And what we're going to do, we're going to take it over to the hot spot and just leave it sit over there, because we're going to go ahead and put this in a pan and then cook it up. Be right back. For step two, or the second phase of cutting or preparing this for the hot spot, is that I have about 1/2 cup, or I'm sorry, 3/4 cup of black olive. You know what? You can get them in a can. They're already sliced for you. All you got to do is chop them up a little bit. That's all I'm going to do. Just chop them up like this. No big deal. We just want a little bit of smaller pieces. Whoop, I got away there. That will give us about 3/4 cup. Okay? That's all. That's all. It's easy. It's that easy. And then now we're going to do 3/4 cup of mushroom as well. We're just going to chop these up just like this. Slice them and then dice them. Just chop them up. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the rest of these up here, about 3/4 of a cup. And this way, we'll be ready to move on to phase 3. Okay, be right back. All right, so we're in phase 3 now. We're gonna make the sauce for this awesome creamy Tuscan garlic chicken. Just to let you know, hey, here is 3/4 cup of mushroom, 3/4 cup of black olives. I'm just putting them on one area, so when I take it over to the hot spot, it's ready for us. We can just drop it in when we need it. So let's make this sauce really quick. It calls for a cup of heavy cream, so that would be 8 ounces. And then a 1/2 cup of chicken broth. 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. We're gonna mix this in. Let's mix this together now. Let's get it all integrated into one smooth, wonderful, wonderful sauce. Fantastic. Now, a couple simple ingredients as far as spices are concerned. We use garlic powder. As far as the garlic powder is concerned, I'm gonna pop this up here. We use a teaspoon of garlic powder. Just a teaspoon. 1. And then we're going to use a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, whatever you have. This is phase 3. I'm going to mix that all together, all mixed in one, because this is going to be a part of the dish while it's cooking. But why not make it now? Why not make it now? Get it ready. This way, when it's time to go, and it's time for the call for this particular ingredient, we already have it ready to go. I love doing things in phases. This is phase 3. We've already made our seasoning, and we made our sauce. We put our seasonings in. We put our Parmesan cheese and our cream. It's fantastic. I'll be right back. Phase 4 is coming up. All right, folks, we're back to building stage 4. Remember, we want to put everything on one spot. I have a cutting board here that I'm going to go ahead and keep on adding to it. So when I take it over to the hot spot, I have everything available to me. This way you don't have to rush around going, oh my God, I got to do something real quick. So here we go. This is the last step. This is the last phase before we start cooking this thing up, okay? So we're going to have sun-dried tomatoes, and we have spinach. So we're going to go 1/2 cup of sun-dried tomatoes and a full cup of spinach. Now you can go a little bit more on the spinach if you want. It's totally up to you. But as far as the sun-dried tomatoes, you just want to knock these things down a little bit. Nothing too much. Just loosen them up as far as size is concerned. You do not want them to be too big pieces of sun-dried as it's floating around in the sauce, okay? So there we go with that. Simple, okay? And then the spinach, same thing. I like to grab my spinach like this, squeeze it together. This is the way I do it. You don't have to do it this way. And I just hold it still, and I just walk it back and forth. That's it. So there's about a cup, a little bit more than a cup. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put them on this cutting board. And guess what? We're heading over to the hot spot. We're making this thing right now. I'll see you over there. All right, just like we were working back at the workstation, we went in phases. We're going to do the same thing over here, but we have everything with us. We don't have to run back and forth. We don't have to have an emergency and chopping something up. We have our spinach, our sun-dried tomatoes, our olives, our mushrooms, and we have a pot of water here that we're going to boil here because we're going to be putting this over, like I said, over a penne, okay? And then we have our sauce. We have our pan. It's nice and hot. I got 2 tablespoons of olive oil in here, which is fantastic. And we're going to go ahead and drop the chicken in there. First step is what we're going to do is get the chicken browned and cooked. Mine can fit 4. We'll move them around a little bit. We want to make sure that they get cooked on both sides, and then we'll flip them, and we want that center to be cooked too, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it alone about 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes total. I'm not going to have you staying here with me. I'll be right back. I'll show you what they look like when they flip. All right, so I hung out for about 4 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and flip these guys around. We just want to make sure we're getting the chicken. Oh, look how nice that looks. Holy smoke. Better than I thought. Flip that one over. That's what it's going to look. Another 4 minutes. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. I'll be right back. All right, gang, we're back. We got 4 minutes, 5 minutes on the other side. We're going to go ahead and take them right off the pan. put them onto our cutting board, because a lot of recipes call them let them rest a little bit. I like to say let them take a nap. So we're going to let them take a nap here for about 10 or 15 minutes, let them cool off. And what we're going to end up doing is slicing these like this and then making more bite-sized pieces, okay? So the chicken's done. Now, stay with me here. Next thing you want to do, remember, phase 2, we're coming to phase 2. Let's go ahead and add a little bit more of olive oil. Not much, just a little bit. And then, as that chicken was cooking, we can go ahead and degrease the pan. Move it around a little bit. You want that chicken flavor to be a part of the whole process. All right? So remember in phase 2 when we cut up the mushroom and the olives? Let's go ahead and put those in there. Here's the mushroom and the olives. Get them all in there. It's okay, use your hands as long as they're clean. Now, let's move them around a little bit. Look at that, look at that. If the pan is kind of dry, it's okay. You can always add a little bit more olive oil, it's fine. Cook as you want. Go along the speed you think's the best. One more thing we're going to do as we're doing this is we're going to add 2 cloves of garlic. I like to use the minced already pre-cut. There's 1. There's 2. You hear that cooking? That's a beautiful sound. So what I'm going to do is get these guys all mixed together. I'm going to cook them down a little bit so they're more soft. They're not hard. They're not chewy or anything like that. So you want to make sure that they're soft. It's a good looking mixture. Doesn't take long, about a minute or 2, because this pan is already hot from the chicken. It's starting to simmer down a little bit. One last addition to this phase, and this is the best part. We're going to use just a nice little Chardonnay, a little bit of a white wine. It's fantastic. 1/4 cup. There we go. And let's mix all this together and blend those flavors. We want that white wine to reduce about half, so you don't see a whole lot of juice sitting at the bottom. We'll just let it cook like that. There's that phase. We're going to come to the next phase right here in just in a second. I'll be right back. All right, we're ready for the next phase. This is nice and cooked down. A lot of our wine is already reduced, but it's already integrated into the taste. Believe me, it's there. So as we see, we got our chicken still resting here. Sorry, they're taking a nap. Our chicken is napping. We're going to cut them up here in a second. Next, remember we made this sauce over here? This is the next phase. We're going to go ahead and drop the sauce into this mixture, and then we're going to mix it. Now we're going to go ahead and mix the onion, the olive and the mushroom and the garlic and the wine. It's going to make one big nice mixture. Now my suggestion is, since we're dealing with heavy cream, just keep it going like this. Nothing heavy, just nice and easy. You don't want it sticking. It's already hot in there, so that cream will start to thicken up. Once this cream thickens up, then we'll move on to the next phase. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the chicken. I'll be right back. All right, folks. Our sauce is nice and thickening up. I mean, you got this wonderful. If you could smell this, you would just be amazed. I actually had my son take a sniff, and he's like, oh my gosh, that smells like a restaurant. So that's fantastic. So what I've done with the chicken, that it was napping, I went ahead and cut it up in bite-sized pieces, okay? Nice little bite-sized pieces. We're just going to go ahead and drop the chicken in here. Let it sit with the sauce for a little bit more. Okay. And our final step. You remember our spinach and our tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes. Sprinkle them in there. Sprinkle the spinach in there. Get it all in. leave any for the rest. Here you go. Now let's mix this together. Look at that. Now at this point, this part of the process is done. This is Creamy Tuscan Creamy Garlic Chicken, man. Look at this thing. If you followed me and follow me along the steps that I showed you, you've made yourself a restaurant quality dish. Now I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit to low and let it thicken up even more while my water continues to boil. I'm going to go ahead and take care of my pasta here. Just turn your heat down on this. You don't need it high. That cream will go ahead and thicken. But then when your pasta is ready, you'll be ready to serve. Look at that. That's fantastic. I'll see you right back here. All right, folks, here we go. Time to serve. Time to eat. I'm going to take some of this penne pasta. Like I said, you can use any kind of pasta you want. I'm choosing to use some of the wheat penne. Put some of that on there like that. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab some of this wonderful creamy chicken. Here we go. Here's what I put on top. This, my friends, is restaurant absolute quality. You made it. Good for you. Fantastic. Look at that thing. We'll be right back. Hey folks, we've arrived. Fantastic. Good to see you here. We made it. Cheers. Let's take a drink together. You absolutely made a restaurant quality type dish. This is awesome. This creamy Tuscan garlic chicken. You can put it over anything you want. I'm going to tell you what, we put it over zucchini noodles, what we actually spiralize. You can put over that. Very healthy to do it that way, by the way. We also put over penne. These are more of a wheat penne. You can put it over fettuccine. You can put it over spaghetti, whatever you want. But this is fantastic. You're going to love it. I'm glad you hung in there with me. I've told you I'll step you through each step of the way. There's phases of making dishes. Don't be intimidated by them. They're easy to make. I showed you a way to do it. Make sure you cut everything up before you take it over to the hot spot. Have it next to you so you don't have to worry about having a 911 emergency and cutting something up when it needs it right now. So anyway, I'm going to let this one alone because this is my wife's. She likes the zucchini spiralized, so that's going to be hers. If I eat that, I might get in trouble. So I'm going to go ahead and try the penne with this wonderful creamy garlic. My God, that is so good, guys. And I mean it when I say this. If your folks eat this and they close their eyes, they're going to think they're somewhere in Tuscany. It's fantastic. It's so good. It's so good. You know what? It's easy to make stuff like this. You can make restaurant quality food in your own kitchen. I guarantee you can. Follow me. Make sure that you're doing the right steps. I'm here to help you. We're going to make chefs of our own kitchens as we continue on with this. Hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. We got more to come. There's tons more to come. We're going to make stuff like this, some more Polish foods, some grilling, all kinds of different stuff. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoy this. Serve this with your family. Love you guys. God bless you. And in my own Polish wonderful way, na zdrowie.